Alright, so now we're checking out a game called Office Management 101. I actually don't know much about it. Some of the stuff I saw made it look like a Tycoon style game where you would design the offices. Some of it showed like this side view where you'd like talk to your employees and whatnot. But it's really kind of hard to gauge exactly what's going on out there. So I don't really know what to expect from this, but we're gonna check it out. So like always, this is, for example, this is an early alpha version, so we should be expecting some demons in this one. When you're early alpha, there's gonna be a good chance of bugs and all that, but that's fine as long as it's like an alpha demo. It's not, you know, they're not asking for money yet and that kind of stuff. It can be buggy, it can have problems. That's acceptable. I usually only start getting really kind of stricter about games about what I expect and all that when I reach the point where, like, if they're charging $50, I expect a $50 game, like that kind of thing. So that's the reasons why even if a game is early access, if it's a $50 early access game, I ignore the early access tag. I say, are you a $50 game? What are my expectations? So yeah. So that said, the first thing we're gonna do is, like we always do, is gonna go and check to see what accessibility settings they pop in. Just because they don't have any doesn't mean it's a problem. Interestingly enough, they did set to 60 frames per second to start with. That's fine by me. They have weather effects, so I imagine that might be a thing that it could be flashes from rain or storms and all that, so maybe that's an accessibility thing. We have controls. Interesting. They actually have edge scrolling turned off by default, which is a really nice thing for content creators, as well as people with certain types of motion sickness kind of stuff. That you get towards the end of the screen, it kind of starts waving past. It could be a problem. So I appreciate that. I'm just surprised it's turned off by default. I don't mind it being on as long as you can turn off. We got volume settings, nothing surprising there. We have interface. You can do a 12 or 24 hour. You can have Sunday or Monday be the beginning of the week. Show a red screen border when the game is paused. Sure. Show weekly balances and wages. Link UI and map zoom. Okay. And we can zoom in and out of the world. Alright. And advanced. Autosave enabled. You can disable the splash screen? Thank you. I never see that in games. Pause game when loses focus. Pause game when newspaper things. Go ahead. Twitch integration. So, okay. So I would do this, except for the username OAuth password. I don't want to mess with this on stream. I don't really get what it does. Add CVs when users join the chat. So I'm guessing what this does is when people join chat, that I would be able to hire you into the company. And I don't know what these are. That's curious. That's something, if this game ends up being any good that we're gonna play it again, I would definitely check out. But giving it OAuth access without looking into it more, just immediately is like, wait, hang on. Wait. So that could be really cool, but I'm not going to touch it without looking into it more. Because I got to see what permissions and all that at once. Anyways, with all that said, let's get in and see what this game is. We have the sandbox and scenario. Sandbox is disabled, so we're going to scenario. There is a tutorial that teaches you the base mechanics of the game in the demo. The gameplay is limited to 1 in-game year. And then we have like the actual game, same 1 year. Good day, I'm Clara. I'm owner of this small company. As you already know, I'm appointing you to run it for me, but don't worry, I'll help you get started. I've acquired an office building for us, but it needs some work. First off, we need a bathroom for the employees. Find the blueprint and place inside the building. Okay. Alright, so it doesn't have multiple format keyboard layout. So I choose a bathroom. Alright. Great. Now we need an entrance to the bathroom as well. Buy a door and place it so the room can be entered. And the office is kind of dark at the moment, so consider adding some lamps. Okay. We also need kitchen furniture. Find a kitchen set blueprint and place it if there's enough room in front of the axis. So it does look like they have the blueprints here, or I would be able to ad hoc it. So it's kind of like Prison Architect thought. Just a quick trip, you can rotate the blueprint when placing it by right-clicking. Oh, I used R, but same difference. I'm actually going to place it like that. Next up, we need a workstation to work at. Find one of the blueprints, and be sure the chair isn't blocked from the sides. So it says from the sides. I assume I can. We're gonna test. Looks like we're good to start now. Come to the office and we'll discuss the next steps. Okay, so it is locked and isometric. I can't like angle it up and down. That's fine. Now that you've arrived, which doesn't surprise me, there's clearly pixel art. Now that you've arrived, it's time to get to work. We don't have any resources to invent our own products, but we can do contract work with other companies. Optimally, even that still means having multiple people available throughout various steps, but one of the reasons I hired you is your versatility and ability to take care of a number of different tasks yourself. So now we need you to click on yourself and look for a new contract work to proceed. Just keep in mind that it can be a bit of time, and to speed things up, you can fast forward button in the top left corner. Look for new contract work. Okay. Hey, it looks like we have some contract work lined up now. Either click on yourself to assign the job or open the projects window by clicking on the briefcase on the bottom right to assign it there. Once it's complete, you can submit to the client in the same way. Alright, so boom. What? How do... So that's to dismiss the project. Oh. So we have approved it. I just want you to do it. Okay. So I believe we are doing the project. Okay, cool. You're doing it. Quality. Quality is a sad face. Delivered. How do... Thank you for your work. You have proven reliable. We hope to work with you again. Great, you've earned some money for the company. I'll leave the rest to your capable hands. Meanwhile, I'll be heading on a tropical vacation I've been looking forward to. Bye. So this is the end of the tutorial. Okay. So the tutorial was just like, here's how you do a job. Okay, now get out of my face. Alright. So it's kind of got it. I was not expecting my first thing to show me as a wolf person, but here we are. Interesting. But let's see. So it's kind of giving me vibes of like a so not Game Dev Tycoon, like there's the contracts thing from that, but there's been a lot of games like Software Inc. and all that. It's kind of giving those kind of vibes. So there's a new player in town. I didn't type my name in, so that definitely... So I'm curious... That may have grabbed that from my Steam profile. It does get... so you name the company. I'll own it all. And that's how long it can be. And then you got a couple company logos. Sure, we'll do the dice and the up arrow. Oh god, the pixels. Yeah, it's pixeling. Rob became a furry. Alright, so that... I only like that one because I look completely disinterested in everything. What is the I'm not bothering as best I can shirt? They needed like tattered shorts so I could have like I'm the CEO, but like I'm really just not interested in being here. I wouldn't last more than 30 minutes of this game. I don't mind pixel art these things. Let's see, find and hire at least one engineer, designer, and tester. Make sure everyone has their own table computer. Start looking for a contract. Okay, so I need to build blueprints. I have $20,000. All right, so so is this the front? That's the front door of my business. All right, so I have myself a fancy office. That was the most important thing we had to do. Where's the door? All right, everything else is secondary. I got my office. Here, my employees can have the highest tier workstation. No, they can't. I don't have a tick box, so I can't actually buy it. All right, game. I was trying to be nice and not make my employees live in, like, an absolute horrific situation, but you wouldn't let me. So it's not on me trying to make my place into a total sweatshop. The game forced this on you. I wanted to be nice to my employees. The poor person who sits right here. There we go. All right, so I need to look for new employees. Is it okay, you're doing it. All right. Huh. I see we type like Bongo Cat, just I'll own it all. The company goal completed. Look for new employees. Okay. So browse SVV. So I need to hire an engineer. Yup. I need to hire a designer. Yup. We are negative in money. I need to hire a tester. Yup. Now I need to look for contract work. Oh, good. We're already $7,000 in the hole. That dude is in your office? I see this. It is unforgivable. Yes, I'll take your contract. Alright, so you're working on that. You have an exclamation mark. What are you complaining about? Okay, so you're gonna keep looking for contract work. Alright, so we need testing. And you work in the next contract. Oh, never mind. I'm not negative funds. Okay. I'm at 14,000, and it's estimating to lose $6,000. All right, right-click gets rid of this. Is that automatic save? Office is empty on weekends. A recent study shows that most employees go home around the weekends, leaving the critical work on hold for 2 full days. While the study doesn't explain the odd phenomena, it seems mostly psychological. Reports say that physical barriers may provide temporary solution to the problem. Alright, so the email system in the game is a little too spammy. I understand it's giving me notification stuff, and it might be a thing that later in the game the contracts get big enough and take long enough that that's not that big a deal. It does seem like we are a software company, though. Okay. So, we did contract in 2 days and all that kind of stuff. We have no debts. We have neutral relationships with a bunch of other companies. I don't know what the bug is working about. Oh, never mind. That's our person. Alright, only you can work on that. First, let's go down here. You are done. Alright. You're still working, and you need a tester. My other tester is still busy. So you need a designer. Cool, we got another job done. I kind of wish it didn't take me to the email messages, since those are just information I don't care about. Alright, tester could take it. Alright. So we're starting to make money. So it seems like a straightforward game. I'm hoping that we will see it step up. I also don't know how fast time passes. Alright, so I gotta wait for this job to finish. Okay. Take this job, put our designer on it. I'm really hoping that we escalate to higher level contracts or something like that. There's like a reputation. Because otherwise this will end up being a thing that's a little bit of a, a little much. What's it? Contract negotiations. Oh, interesting. I guess it's a rumor between people. I don't know what's happening right now. Like, I'm guessing we failed this? Like, I don't understand, like, it gave us, we failed to get the contract. I don't really understand what's happening with that. Indicates an urgent problem means the employee expects the boss to make the decision for them. Person's ready to level up. Okay, so leveling up shows the employee is currently slacking off or engaging in conversation. Communicates with the contract. Notifies that the contract work is ready to be submitted to the client. Keep an eye out when dealing with slackers. Okay. So, the game has some things going for it, but I'm not loving it. Alright, so it's saying that we're becoming more profitable than we were before. Because it just feels like this screen. So I'm assuming this is just... Because she's been stuck in that for a while, and it hasn't been advancing. Yeah, because it almost feels like... What is this? Alright. It almost feels like a needy idle game. Did that stop you from going to contracts? Okay. So level up. So produces less paperwork. Work junkie. Often stays longer at work. Yay! Who needs work-life balance? Headhunt? Okay. You're applying... Oh, you don't have something to do. Look for new contract work? Okay. Yeah, we might not play this one very long, because... I'm not... Paperwork Management 101. That's fine. I'm not loving this game loop. Like, I get the idea, but it's just... It feels like I'm just spending all my time just going, oh, there's the tester, click the checkbox. I would want, honestly, in a lot of ways, for some of that to go slower. I don't know. It is a very, very early build, and I think for very, very early build, the basis of the game isn't necessarily bad. But, right now it feels like I'm just kind of hitting the buttons, like not putting thought into it, just assign the tester to the test thing, assign the designer to the design thing. So I guess maybe I wish it would give me a set of contracts, and like, I don't get this. Contract negotiations with heavy footprint failed. Okay, I think that's saying I just didn't get a contract. So like I finished the duration when I would have gotten our contract, but it just doesn't happen. And I don't know what that's blinking about. We'll check what that is up there in a minute. Unlock furnitures. Okay, so you level 2. Alright, well, I don't think we're gonna stick playing this game very long. I get the idea of what they're doing here. And I don't, like, I think it won't be bad. But this is, like, a very, very, very early version of the game. And just, the whole contract thing... Yeah, be clear, this is a very, very early alpha demo. So I wouldn't dump and say, you know, terrible game, we're not gonna play it, like all that. It's unfortunately just a little bit too early to really have an enjoyable game loop. And it's mostly like this contract thing. And it could be that later on you unlock it where it's got bigger, more involved contracts. So like if we were to compare this, for example, against Game Dev Tycoon, which, you know, ignoring the building stuff here, like that's a separate thing. But if we were to go against like Game Dev Tycoon just as a competitor, because there's a number of games here like Software Inc., Game Dev Tycoon, all that. It would be, okay, I choose this contract, and maybe we do have the simple contracts where you just do like a one-off thing, but then there should be projects I can work on myself, and it could still be contracted out, that like someone's like, I need a whatever system, and you'd go in here, it doesn't matter, but we go in there, and you would have different components that you make decisions, say, alright, we're going to cheap out in this one, we're going to put a little bit more in this one, you're going to do all that kind of stuff. So less kind of like spammy on the decisions, and it takes time to process. I actually do like the pixel arty style of this. I know that can be off-putting for some people, which, you know, that's fine. That zooms out way more than I thought it would let me. So I think the idea behind it's fine. Like the genre exists. Like this very specific niche exists. But yeah, so it just, I don't know. It's still a very early version. I would want it to bake a little bit more before I would make like an opinion, buy not buy kind of thing. Like, it's not a bad game or anything like that, but it's just there's not enough there. And like I said, it's a very early alpha build or whatever, so it's just, I think it just needs more time. Yep, so I'm going to stop the recording. We're going to move on to the next one.